Look at part 2, X-ray spectra. Okay, what is the X-ray spectra class? Continuous. Electrons are released by thermonic emission. Continuous goes and hit on the target and they formed a spectrum of X-ray. Okay, so this is called as X-ray spectrum. Okay, X-ray spectrum graph. If you look at this, continuous producing of X-ray due to the electrons continuously hit on the target. Okay, so the book says here, a graph of the intensity of X-ray emitted as a function of its wavelength. That means it's a graph of intensity versus wavelength, which is lambda, can be obtained. Use an X-ray spectrometer, okay, and a crystal as a wavelength selector. Okay, that is something about experiment la class. Okay, the spectra and its corresponding graph are shown in the figure. Okay, in this graph, you must understand there are two parts. The X-ray spectrum can be divided into two. One is called as the continuous background of X-ray radiation, one. Or sometimes they use the word, if they don't use the word continuous background, they say the word continuous spectrum. Okay, continuous. The important is the keyword continuous. Okay, and another one is a series of characteristic lines with intensity peaks. Series of characteristic lines. Okay, the important keyword is characteristic and continuous. Okay, so in the X-ray spectrum, there are two spectrum or two lines, okay, that you have to look at it. One is the continuous spectrum. Another one will be the characteristic spectrum or characteristic line spectrum. Continuous spectrum will be this line, okay, this line are all continuous spectrum. Okay, is continuous spectrum. Characteristic line spectrum will be this peak line, this peak. This is called as a characteristic line spectrum. So in the X-ray spectrum, you will have these two existing. Okay, continuous spectrum and characteristic line spectrum. Okay, I'm just going to rub this off. Alright, so why are they different? What makes them different? Why? How this is produced? Which I'm going to explain now here. Okay, alright, for continuous spectrum, okay, continuous spectrum or continuous background spectrum, or sometimes you will see some passes they use some, but the keyword is continuous la class. Okay, alright, continuous spectrum exists like this. When the filament, okay, due to the thermonic emission, the electron is released. Okay, now E watt is given to the electron. Okay, the electron will absorb the E watt, okay, and it will convert it to kinetic energy, very high kinetic energy, because potential given is very high potential difference. Because here they say high potential difference, that means V is very high. Okay, so because V is very high, okay, V is very high, therefore kinetic energy also very high. Suddenly the electron in a very short range, very high kinetic energy, goes and hit on the target. Okay, so maybe here is half mu square lah. Okay, goes and hit on the target, and it comes to stop very fast, very rapidly. It decelerate. The keyword is it decelerate rapidly on impact with the target. Okay, so when it decelerate, it produce HF. It produce X-ray. Now in this concept, we want to look at 100% of EV, 100% of kinetic energy, 100% of HF. So we get it like 100%. Okay, so that shows continuously produce. When continuously produce, what will happen is you will have this continuous spectrum that is produced. Okay, now If you see here in the continuous spectrum, you will notice the word lambda mean. Okay, lambda mean. If V increases, you will notice that lambda mean is actually decreasing. Okay, lambda mean decreasing. Why? Look here. Okay, E word is equals to half mv square is equals to hc over lambda. Okay, lambda is minimum. You take this and this relationship, EV equals to hc over lambda mean. Okay, if lambda mean decreases, V increases. So if that's why you see when the V is increased, the lambda mean decreases. The lambda mean decreases. Okay, alright. So this is continuous spectrum. It is produced because of electron decelerate rapidly on impact with the target. This keyword in the spectrum of X-ray gives you the continuous spectrum. Okay, now look here. The minimum wavelength lambda mean occurs when all the energy of the accelerated electron is converted into an X-ray photon in a single collision. That means what? 100% E word goes to 100% of Ke, and 100% of Ke goes to 100% of X-ray. Okay, when all the energy of the accelerated electron is converted into an X-ray. So that's what they are telling. Okay, so in the continuous background, the intensity varies smoothly with wavelength. Okay, with wavelength. So if you see here, continuous background is this, right? So intensity increases, lambda increases. Lambda increases, intensity increases. So they vary smoothly. Okay. The background intensity reaches a maximum value as the wavelength increases and then fall as the wavelength increase further. That means what they're trying to say. It increases. Excuse me. They increases to certain value. After that, they seem to be decreasing as the wavelength increasing. That's what they're trying to say in the continuous spectrum. Okay. Next, we want to look at the next one, which is the characteristic X-ray line spectrum. Characteristic X-ray line spectrum, where I rub this off, is this part. Is this one. This one is called as the characteristic X-ray line spectrum. Now, what are they? They consist of sharp peaks. High intensity. You look at that, they are high intensity. You look at that, sharp peaks with high intensity. Okay, at a specific wavelength. You notice they only happen at a specific wavelength. Okay, which are unaffected by the voltage of the X-ray tube. Okay, keep this in mind. Let me explain first how we get this kind of lines in the X-ray spectrum. Okay, now let me explain here. This is continuous spectrum. This is the characteristic line spectrum. Okay. Alright. Okay. This is the filament. This is the target. Electrons are released. Okay. So the electrons are given E word, converted to half mv square, goes and hit on the target. But some of the electrons are class. Okay, I'm going to take this red color. Some of the electrons are, they will go deep inside the targets because of their high energy. They go deep into the target. Okay, this might be the target atom. Okay, which I'm going to emphasize here. The target nucleus. Okay, wait, let me draw first. So they have an electron here, or they have an electron here. This electron will go deep into the target. Focus here. It goes and knock off this electron. It knock it off. Okay, knock it off. When it knock that off, the electrons from the excited state will come and sit on this empty space, which is hole. We call it hole. It goes and sit in the hole here, the empty space. It goes and sit here. It will release electromagnetic radiation. okay, where the electromagnetic radiation is F, where it's Hc over lambda, where the lambda is the lambda of an X-ray, and that lambda is the lambda that you can see here, this lambda. Okay, so that is how a characteristic line spectrum is produced. So if you notice that, okay, it says which are unaffected by the voltage of the X-ray tube. You see, this characteristic, this lambda which is produced, it doesn't depend on this voltage. Okay, actually what does it depend? It depends on the target, type of target. So this lambda, it depends on the type of target. So if you look at this graph, you notice even though the voltage increase, the lambda is still the same lambda. So it's trying to say it's unaffected by the voltage of the X-ray tube. So it does not affect V. It is affected by the type of target. Okay, so that is how you produce a characteristic light spectrum. Okay, the peaks are due to, alright, they explain here. The peaks are due to electrons from the cathode. From the cathode, that means where? Electrons from the cathode. Okay, knocking out inner shell electron from the target atom. Knocking out inner shell electron from the target atom. They knock out electron from the target atom. When the vacant shells, which is called hole, are filled by free electrons, okay, so X-ray photon of specific wavelengths are emitted. Okay, so this is how you produced. Okay, now if you look at some books, they will tell you okay, alright, so I hope you understand that. Okay, now this one is important. The peaks are unique for each target element. In fact, an element can be identified from the peak. So lambda, this depends on the target. Okay, let's look at this. Now what is this about? Okay, the book gives a very good explanation. The electron from the cathode, it goes deep into the target, it knocks off, created a vacancy. Okay, and then what will happen? Electron from the outer shell fill the vacancy and it will release X-ray photon of specific wavelength is emitted. Okay, so that's how it's produced. Okay, now this is another part, number 8, number 9, I want to explain. Okay, now this is the atom, this is the nucleus. Okay, this is the first. I think you all have studied, right? Orbital shell. This is K, this is L, this is M, this is N, correct? Okay, now the electrons are coming. Okay, the electrons are coming. The electrons from the cathode comes. It goes and knock off the electrons in the K shell. So this place now is vacant. Okay, in the K shell. Then if the electrons, okay, from the L goes and jump into the hole, okay, this will be releasing a peak which will be identified as K alpha. Okay, if the electrons from the M shell goes and jump into the hole, then this will be identified as K beta. Okay, so if you see, that's what they're trying to say. K series peak consists of K alpha and K beta. So you notice or not here, they call it K alpha and K beta. Okay, L alpha and L beta. So K series peak is consist of K alpha and K beta. This peak occurs when the innermost shell, the K shell, is filled by electrons from the outer shell. As a result, X-ray photons are corresponding to the series are emitted. So this is what happens in the K series, and same goes to the L series. Okay, Alright, so what I want to tell you all, this one will produce, when it goes, it will produce a electromagnetic radiation, which is Hc over lambda. This is the lambda of the peak. Alright, so that is it, class. Any question? I've already explained about the X-ray spectra. Okay, I just want to have few questions here to guide you all in understanding the concept here, so that you will understand it better. Okay, right. Okay, let's look at number 23. The minimum wavelength of an X-ray spectrum from an X-ray tube depends on. So what does it depend on? So they are talking about minimum wavelength. Minimum wavelength means here. So that depends on the voltage, which is E watt equals to half